You know, that's a funny one because there's not that is definitely uncontrollable.
Right.
Like that sort of emotion and passion comes out. That's uncontrollable.
Yeah, if you could have 10 million, but you knew you wouldn't wake up tomorrow, would you take the 10 million?
Yeah, of course. No, of course you wouldn't.
And then we said that some people say that because they value their life more than 10 million.
Yeah.
And some just realise they haven't got enough time to spend the 10 million.
Yeah.
Harvey raised a really good point where I asked him once, if tomorrow you get 80k a year, like your salary's 80k a year, but it could never go up, would you take it? And he shocked me because he said yes. And I said, why, dude? You're like, I think he's 29. I said, why? You're 29. And he goes, yeah, but my mum is, and then he said his mum's age, I can't remember what it was. And I was like, oh, okay. Like he was thinking along the same lines of, I could have impact now whilst it still kind of counts.
I know what this podcast is now. This is therapy, actually.
So it's been a while.
Okay.
The last time I remember crying.
I don't want to go to a dodgy place. I want.
No. You want? Yeah. No. I got some good ones. What else is good in Ubud? Ubud is amazing, man. If you or Chris like yoga, there's some amazing yoga places.
Yoga's the best. Go to yoga.
Very cool.
Ollie.
Bro. What are you doing with my shit, bro?
It's all good, man. It's all good. I need it documented that it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. For the record. For the record, it's all good.
So you're going to be holding it the whole time?
Yeah. I'll just...
Yo, this
you know,
is...
You know why?
Yeah, I'm not going to...
Why?
You know why? Because he thinks he's going to make him go viral.
I hope so.
No one else is doing it.
Huh? No, there's a lot of people doing it.
Do that?
That's where I got the idea from. It's not my idea. But I'm going to forget. I'm going to drop it. I won't drop it. It's your mic.
Bro, I introduced you to Blue Yeti.
You did. No, hold on.
You made him viral. Ollie.
Hold on.
I did know. I introduced you to Blue Yeti.
You asked me for mic recommendations.
Okay.
I told you the Blue Yeti.
Okay, but I got it first though.
And then you bought it first. Yes. I'll give you that. You bought it first.
This is what's happened with basic... I'm beginning to
I
think
use you as a bit of a guinea pig.
I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
So just gives you this recommendation.
There was a...
He doesn't trust Amazon reviews, Ollie.
No, there was an iPhone mic I wanted and you bought it and it was crap.
It was awful.
I really thought it was going to be good.
Me, it's true.
I really did think it was going to be good. I'm so sweaty right now.
You've got my thing.
Yeah, you've actually hooked up this podcast pretty
These
tightly.
things I fucking got before you did.
I had nothing to do with these. You bought them and you recommended them.
True.
So I got to give full credit where credit is due.
No, you actually bought the wrong one.
No.
Wait, did we?
Yeah, because we returned them. This is the second one.
Because the other ones weren't coloured.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Are we live?
We are live.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Phew.
Broadcasted
All right.
to many a people. Now, hold on. Can I? I need to go viral again. I've got like the itch. So, Ollie, I don't know if you've noticed.
What's that?
We have a bit of a tradition here, where I try and melt the heart of of my co-hosts. Don't laugh. This is.
Is this a new tradition though? Or is this just because you did it once and you went viral?
Yeah.
Ollie, killing it.
Because of that.
Okay.
So.
No, I'm here.
Somebody. Huh?
Yep.
I'm wondering if I save this for a later episode.
No, go for it.
Yeah. Because like now it's two's an audience.
Yeah.
It's just one-on-one. Okay. Anyway, this is what somebody commented on the video. They wrote it. Okay. No, you guys. No, I'm not doing this.
No, I want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
I'm into it.
But can I see your inner work? Can you be soppy with me?
Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah.
For the camera, we will.
Because this is one of the fans.
Okay, all right.
I would just say though.
Yeah.
I think if you were to choose like.
Do you have a soft side?
Two people who are more concealing of their emotions, you've probably chosen the two people that keep their emotions as close to their chest as physically possible.
That's a good point.
So,
I
want to shoot your podcast.
So this could go two ways.
Yeah, I'm not risking it. But do you have a soft side?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've only ever seen you hard after shell.
Yeah, well, that's exactly how I want it.
Job done.
What does it take to get to your soft side?
I don't know, dude. I think love is the thing that helps you unlock your soft side.
Okay.
So, for example, anything to do with my brother,
immediately
affects me much more than like any other person. The same with like Kira, and now I have these cats.
Yeah.
And like I have 3 cats, and like they've unlocked this horribly emotional and caring side. I worry about them all the time.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. So yes, I have a soft side, and it's really horrible.
Have you got a soft side?
I have it.
Yeah.
Deep down inside.
What unlocks it for you?
Yeah, what unlocks the soft side?
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah. Jeff. What unlocks it?
I'm sweating so much my glasses are falling off.
Well, you have been working hard.
You've been going around.
No, it's just warm.
All of this is thanks to you and zero.
Yeah, we actually
made it worse for you by moving the table.
What made you think?
We both thought it.
Yeah.
Well, you said something like
I said shuffle the table up. You made it diagonal. You have a thing with this because last time a while back we put the tables diagonally, just so that we can fix these to the table. And then Ash was like, I kind of like it. Like the feng shui was speaking to you, so we kept it like that for a week, and it drove me mad every meeting we had.
You just wanted to get it back to
that. Yeah, I was like,
finally agreed.
If Sam thought it was a good idea.
To like bring it back.
But I've been studying the algorithms for Instagram, and they say that leads to it.
Now, hold on a second. What unlocks your soft side?
Yeah, let's not bypass this.
Almost.
His strength is deflection, and he just did it again.
I think family.
Yeah.
For sure. Because the thing with it's not that you necessarily care about your family more than anyone, but you grew up with those people through your softer sides before you grew this scar tissue and everything that protects your softer side.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of takes you back to a time. Then, especially my parents, my brother, as you said,
exactly.
so on in particular, and also those newer in life.
What about you?
Food. Okay.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
The restaurant.
Yeah.
The price of Five Guys. Yeah.
No, that unlocks my rage. That unlocks my pure rage. No, family. The reason why I deflected and said something else is because it's obviously family. Like people I care about.
Yeah. When did you last cry?
Ooh. See, I've been thinking I've been questioning whether I'm emotionally dead or not. I think I am.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Okay.
The last time I remember crying was a friend's funeral. It was years and years and years ago. And it was like everything caught up when Johnny Cash was playing. And it was just, the scene, because I don't think I processed it up until that very moment. It was a very sad event, but it didn't get to me. And then it was at the funeral, and then Johnny Cash started playing, and then it was just all kind of like all encompassing. So that was probably the last time I cried. It's a good question. What about you?
Last week, actually,
Yeah.
Before that, can I just say I hadn't in a long time.
Really?
But it was my brother's wedding.
Oh, very nice.
Honestly, I did not think I would.
Tears of joy.
But it was a weird one because it was to me it was just another event. Yeah, it was my brother getting married, but it was just another party and so on. And then it got to his speech, and I don't know. I was like, it all just clicked. What was happening? Like, I saw my parents there, my brother on stage. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. He's come, and you start to look at everything that he's been through and everything, and you're like, wow, this is cool. Yeah.
From rehab all the way to
you laugh, no.
Mate, you better be prepared for your own wedding.
No, but that was it. But other than that, no, it's been a while. Yeah. How about you, Ollie?
Was it a speech that made you cry?
It was a speech when he was like, thanking my parents, and then I was like,
that's so nice.
Oh, wow.
It's always the speeches, man. Yeah,
it took me back to like when it was just the four of us as kid, like when I was a kid and he was a kid, and I was like, wow, this nice. That was interesting. But anyway, that's nice. My soft side. That's gone. Yeah,
that's good.
How about you, Ollie?
Ages ago, I definitely. My dad passed away over 10 years ago. I definitely cried a lot then, and I feel like I've deliberately not cried since then. Because you find it hard, you don't want to take yourself back to those things. But I definitely don't cry often. I think weddings, things like that, when it comes to like close friends and family. But properly crying, it's been a long time. Yeah. It's hard for guys, right? Why is that?
I don't know, because even you, when you were explaining how recent it was, you had to back up that it's been a while.
Yeah.
Right? I felt that as a guy. I was like, if I was saying what you're saying, I would have said exactly the same thing. I was like, I need to explain here.
Yeah.
I didn't let anyone see, like, I was really hiding it as well.
That's the thing, and the natural reaction is to hide it. Sometimes even like watching a film and you're like, you feel like the natural reaction is like, I could probably cry here,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do everything
I'm not going to think of
to
anything.
stop it. Like, it's not happening. I could, but it's not happening.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I joke why I feel like I'm like dead inside or like emotionally dead is I think I've even lost that connection, like to the point where I'm watching stuff and I'm looking around at people that are crying and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be crying right now. Like,
I know what this podcast is now. This is therapy, actually.
yeah.
I see.
This is
I
why we
see
have
what
to
this
do
has turned
it
into.
once a week.
We used to talk about Amazon.
Yeah. No, we're way past that now.
Yeah.
This is actually where I'm a robot and I'm trying to understand and interpret.
Are you
human
AI?
emotion. Yeah, I'm ChatGPT.
ChatGPT Sam.
Yeah. What were you going to say? Sorry, I feel like I cut you off.
No. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, we're all a bit dead inside.
Yeah.
I think that's what we are.
Do you know what it was actually? Sports. I'm really into F1. You're into football. You're into football. But I don't understand the need. Like when something exciting happens in Formula One, I'm filled with excitement. But I don't feel the need to like shout. And I've grown up in houses that love football.
Oh yeah.
And the reaction to me, I'm like, how do you get that to be so natural? How do you get that to be such a reaction?
You know, that's a funny one because there's not that is definitely uncontrollable.
Right.
Like that sort of emotion and passion comes out. That's uncontrollable. So maybe it's because nothing really happens in F1. Like you couldn't really celebrate. Like a goal is a finite thing. You can't really celebrate an overtake in the same way.
No, but
or
like,
can you?
Towards the yeah, you can get. I'm not getting into it, but you can.
Yeah,
if you
okay,
know
fair.
it's a permanent overtake. Sometimes it's like, if we battle this out, we're going to lose too much time, so they just let them through. You don't want to celebrate those.
I think the issue in F1, or the difference in F1 is people in F1 are smart enough to know that whatever your reaction is not going to impact the driver.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
You're saying there's like a barbaric level to
Yeah,
support
no,
the
whereas in football, like for some reason, like there's just an innate feeling that if I shout, even to my TV screen, something's going to change. And
I see.
Yeah, and you feel that connection and actually it does nothing. So yeah, I think one sport has understood it and the other hasn't. Yeah.
What did you see? What I'm interested in what you think about this. You know, obviously I guess it was Monaco Grand Prix like not so long ago.
2-3 weeks ago, yeah.
And so there's this big thing where like all the yachts are like lined up next to the track.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Conor McGregor's one.
No,
He had
I'm not
like
surprised. But
the Lamborghini yacht, and it was like pulled up next to the track, like amazing location. And then you saw what he could see. And they basically right next to the track, and there's basically all you could see is just the top of the car racing by, and what he could see was the audience, the crowd.
So was he on the yacht?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it must be one of the worst like live spectator sports ever.
In Monaco, yeah. And
Right.
it's so there's some story behind that where when they introduced the Grand Prix, the cars were a lot smaller.
Right.
So it was hard to overtake, but still possible. But now
in
these cars
Monaco-
are massive.
Right. Okay.
So
okay.
it's really hard to overtake. It's very good if you're like I wouldn't want to go and watch Monaco. It's really good to watch it on TV because I think there's two things that you can watch when you're watching Formula One. One is the like close combat racing, overtakes and crashes and things like that. But then there's just the admiration of just like raw technical ability.
Yeah.
And that's what Monaco brings out in people. There's so much to like control in that race. You don't just go flat out, you maintain a pace because strategy is super important there.
Mm-hmm.
If one pit stop extra and you could be at the back of the field from the front, it's happened countless times.
Right.
So that's what it's good for, just observing amazing talent and just like the control they have. Like sometimes they do 20 laps all within 1 or 2 tenths of each other, and not too many people are going to join me on this, but I really enjoy watching that. Like that to me is just remarkable.
Nice.
It's a good way to pass the time for me.
No, I get it.
But people that go to Monaco on their yachts aren't there for the F1.
No.
So
They're there to be
that's-
seen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just have a party.
There's a lot of this now because the Miami Grand Prix brought a lot of this out where it's not for the spectators anymore. It's for the sponsors. They bring all these celebrities in, they glam the place up so that sponsors can bring, like, I didn't know Philip Morris still sponsor Ferrari. It's just under shell companies.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like
No way.
Mission Win now, if you go on it, it's just a corporate website with no meaning whatsoever. It's all about strategies to win and stuff. It's Philip Morris.
Really?
Yeah, and
so what, they're using it to bring in the VIPs and like show them.
It's to schmooze big dogs.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
You still feel like you just uncovered like something that no one really knows.
I know, if I vanish tomorrow,
Yeah,
I don't know what happened here. What's on your mind, Ollie?
I was just thinking about you're so passionate about Formula One.
Yes.
And you're actually embarking on this journey to basically do like pro go-kart racing, right? Is
sure,
that right?
let's call it that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very generous description.
I mean, is that normal? Like, is this like I never knew this was a thing. And how's that going for you?
I have a test session booked in a week's time.
Yeah.
It's just, I had this weird thing growing up, and I'm wondering if you guys ever had this too, actually. When I had any like ambition to be something, to me, it had to be at the top level. Otherwise, I would give up.
Yeah. So
when it came to filmmaking, for some reason in my head, maybe the prestige behind it, but it had to be film director. I couldn't be like a video editor. I couldn't be the guy behind the scenes. And it was the same thing with Formula One. I didn't study engineering to be so involved in it because I was like, no, I have to be a driver. I had to be in the most. Have you guys ever been through that?
Where you need to be the best. I think that's like a form of fixed mindset.
Yeah.
Where it's like, unless you are naturally amazing at something and you just do it and you're just the best, there's no much point in like pursuing it anymore.
Right. I think that's what I had.
Yeah, I think lots of us had that at school.
So it just made me ditch the sport at a certain point. Like growing up, I did a lot of go-karting, and so I gave up after a while. But because I realized I couldn't take it anywhere, and so I stopped doing it. And that kind of, it's until I became an adult and appreciated, no, this is the time where it's such a, like these levels of go-karts, they're so aggressive, they're so violent, they throw you around the go-kart, like you bruise so much, because they do go up to like 70 miles an hour, your bum's this far from the floor, but it's so peaceful in a weird way, where for the 40 minutes you're out on track, or for the hour-long time that you're out on track, you don't think about anything else apart from how fucking excited you are to be there, and like how awesome it is that you're doing this.
Yeah.
So would you say you've gone back to the early days of when you were go-karting?
Right at the start.
Yeah.
When I'm like, this is just raw enthusiasm. I'm so happy to be here. So I was like, there's no reason to abandon this. It's also kind of expensive, so I'm finally in a position where I can afford it. That's what made me pursue it again.
So do you have your own go-kart?
I still have the one I had that I bought growing up.
Really?
Yeah. It's rusting away in my mum's like shed in the back of her garden.
Wow.
Which is a shame. But yeah, I still have that. But this isn't that. There's a series called Club 100, and they maintain the go-karts and they do everything. So you just pay, rock up and compete. So they have various different championships. I'm entering at the novice level. But before you actually get to compete, you have to go do a test session with them. So I'm doing a test session so that they can prove that I'm not going to die. You got to sign a bunch of consent forms. I misread one of them. I thought you only got like $7,000 or 700 quid if you break your back, but the insurance I think covers you up to 75 grand. So
almost worth it.
Almost worth it. So close. You break your spine, someone's getting 75k. I haven't figured out who yet.
It's not enough, is it? Surely.
For a spine?
Yeah.
No. Definitely not.
We had a conversation
that was like,
about that.
We were having a conversation. What was that? What was you were talking about? How much it would cost to do a certain thing? I don't forget.
10
what
million
that thing was.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could have 10 million, but you knew you wouldn't wake up tomorrow, would you take the 10 million?
Yeah, of course. No, of course you wouldn't.
And then we said that some people say that because they value their life more than 10 million.
Yeah.
And some just realise they haven't got enough time to spend the 10 million.
Yeah. but that's really true. It's like if you wouldn't take that deal, and what that means in reality that waking up tomorrow morning is more impactful or worth more than $10 million or pounds, but it doesn't feel like that.
Okay, what if you could have 10 million, but you wouldn't make it past 80?
Oh, easy.
Really?
Like that?
Put it in my bank account.
Like really?
That. Put it. Show me.
No, but just know that like whatever's going on, the happy memories, everything, your cutoff is 80. That's it. You don't have.
I'd take it if it was 70.
I'd sign it. I wouldn't do 70.
No?
I'd sign it at 80.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be being super candid. Like, I have two grandparents who have, like, went into their mid-90s, and both of them, on different occasions, have said there is an age where you become too old, where life is gone past in being enjoyable. I don't think 80 is that number. I think 80, like, you probably have a good 80.
It used to be that number, right?
Yeah,
there was
I think
a time.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. But, I mean, 10 mil, yeah. I'll tell you why. because you could probably stop working and just invest quite well and spend all of your time in impactful activities which are really benefiting lots of people. You probably have lots more time back to spend with loved ones, and that time there, when you could be, probably the alternative is working your ass off,
right?
You get that back,
and then you have a little bit when you're older, but you don't have the energy.
100%. Take it right now.
Yeah. Harvey raised a really good point where I asked him once, if tomorrow you get 80k a year, like your salary is 80k a year, but it could never go up, would you take it? And he shocked me because he said yes. I said, why, dude? You're like, I think he's 29. I said, why? You're 29. And he goes, yeah, but my mum is, and then he said his mum's age. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, oh, okay. Like he was thinking along the same lines of, I could have impact now whilst it still kind of counts. Yeah. It's a very good point.
So he wanted to make change now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, like, I think work and working can be an addiction. And so, like, of course you work because you want to access wealth and you want to have a really good life. But one of my fears is, like, I'll keep working even once I've hit all those goals. And then I'll turn around when I may be like 60 and think, what have you just been doing for the last 20 years, man? You've been working way too hard. And so something like that, an offer like that, maybe breaks the pattern a little bit and sort of takes you out of this like workaholic mode, which I think I definitely am in. Probably you guys are in a similar sort of thing.
What? No.
So what you're suggesting is stop completely?
No, I mean, like, break the pattern so you don't have to hustle to hit your next goals. I think it's quite important.
Could you do it without the hunger though? Like without that drive of like, if I don't, things will...
Yeah, because you replace it, right? You do more impactful things. Like, instead of trying to build something for yourself or build a business, you want to build something which creates lasting impact in much bigger ways.
Hopefully that's the way we go, but again, you never know until you have that money in your bank account. True. And you think, actually, also I want more, or I want to do something else.
Also probably would go and chill in Barbados for a year just to sort of contemplate what happens next. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
Because we were talking about this on the drive to...
Don't know what the cats would do.
The cat?
Yeah, they come with you. Yeah,
with that, like, I didn't say the cat's in my soft side. They don't activate that.
You get your private jet number again out. Bring them over.
No, we were talking about this on the drive to somewhere, and we were discussing, like, when AI and robots inevitably take all the jobs. What are we going to do with our time?
Will they take all the jobs though? Like all of them?
Most.
I mean,
I'm picturing, the Wall-E, where everyone's just on like hovering scooters.
I mean, there's a debate to say that people are basically doing that anyway, just in their houses.
What do you mean?
Well, we're already there.
Yeah. That's a great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
But do you think they'll take all the jobs?
A large majority of them, and in a good way.
I think they'll take the large majority of the current jobs,
but
there'll be new ones formed that AI wouldn't be able to cover. So a bit like if you go 100 years ago, there were so many jobs that were like, why do they even exist? Because today machinery takes care of it and so on. But
it's hard. It's hard to think of a job which AI couldn't take.
Well, we said that we hope the first one is lawyers and solicitors.
Oh my god!
Because they take the mick.
Yeah. You mean that it does take?
Yeah.
They do already, no? There are like AI lawyers already.
Yeah, there are. But we hope like it becomes mainstream and acceptable that you can use an AI lawyer.
Lawyers are so hated.
Yeah.
Man. Really hated.
Because they're all scam artists.
Thank God for lawyers, otherwise marketers would be way more hated.
Yeah, that's true.
They're somehow just like,
Thank you to all the lawyers out there. Keep up the good work. Make us look great.
But like what? So if we move away from this whole like money currency and go to universal basic income or whatever happens, what will drive us as human beings? Because we need purpose.
I think it's a great question. I've got no idea what the answer is.
All right, cool.
But so how does it work? Universal basic income. Like how do we know?
We have.
No, well, UBI would work. It would work in.
So he calls it by the real.
Yeah, no, it's.
He's immediately drawing a line in the sand between us and him.
No, essentially the idea is everyone would get a fixed amount, and we're not talking like kind of benefits amount. We're talking a healthy.
It's
amount.
A good amount, right?
Yeah, we'd say at least 20 to 30k a year that keeps your basic necessities at bay. So you're like, I was going to cover anything.
Hold on a second.
I got 3 cats.
Remember, this is for everyone, right? This is just like your basic, so you don't need to worry about your rent, your kind of your food bills, electricity,
Who's paying the rent?
So it would all come out of that basic income.
Yeah.
Then whatever you do on
like
top.
mortgages then. Oh, okay. So
remember, it's called UBI, Universal Basic Income. It's not like everyone's earning big money. There's money for everyone, is that right?
Yeah. But like, so you're saying, because I'm trying to wrap my head around it. So rent is like you still work to earn your rent, or
what do you do?
No, so that's up to you. What lifestyle you choose is up to you. The idea is everyone gets a set amount of money.
Yeah.
So everyone starts with a certain amount to pay for a basic lifestyle. So everyone's living
so
a basic
no
life.
one's homeless. Everyone's got...
Exactly. Okay. Everyone's got something. Everyone can... If tomorrow you said, I don't want to work anymore, would you be able to sustain the lifestyle you have? No. But you'd be able to sustain a lifestyle.
Yeah, got it.
You'd be able to you'd be able to survive.
And presumably there would be tiers, like in the... So like, for example, people who are on extra benefits for certain things, that would be factored into their basic income as well, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on where it is, but the idea is still very much theory, right? Some countries have implemented it. Finland have looked into it, and so on. But yeah, very much theory. It's going to come soon.
Yeah.
But the idea here is then your extra time you can either dedicate to more work to upgrade your lifestyle and say, actually, no, that's not enough for me to sustain. But the idea is you may not need to work 50, 60 hours a week. You could work 20 hours and supplement your income a little bit. So the idea is choice, but no one, or you could say, no, I don't want to do anything. 20 or 30K is plenty for me. And I'm going to just do something impactful, such as, NGO work or something like that.
What about the people that take that money, don't put it towards the right things, and therefore don't look after themselves and end up in the same position?
So this is where the idea of CBDCs come in. Digital currencies coming. So this is where the government will have them. So you have a digital pound, digital dollar.
Got it.
Because in the pandemic, this is what the issue was, that the government in America handed out free money.
Yeah.
They would just give people, I think it was like $3,000 checks or something to everyone.
Oh, okay.
Any adult, anywhere, regardless of what you were up to. You just get three, and it was every so often. It wasn't every month, and they kept doing it. So helicopter money, basically, just dropping it to everyone.
Helicopters were just driving around.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Exactly. But that was essentially it. But the issue is kids or 18-year-olds weren't putting that to use. They were putting that into Robin Hood and buying Dogecoin or what else were they buying? What was it?
That's not where I thought you were going with
GameStop
shares, yeah.
They were doing all of that kind of stuff. People were buying X, Y, and Z. They weren't putting it to where the government wanted them to, which was investment into businesses or
naturally. They learn nothing from student loans.
Exactly.
But this is what's happening, that at the moment they can't control where you put your money, right?
Yes.
They give you money, you can spend it how you want. But digital currency will come where they'll control exactly how you spend it. It'll be okay.
It has a specific utility.
Yeah, and it'll have an expiry date to it as well. So you can't just put it in savings. It'll say, okay, you've got to spend this within 6 months on food.
Got it.
And things like that. So whilst it sounds interesting, it's also very scary because they're controlling how you spend your
of course.
money.
Yeah, I hate everything about that.
Yeah.
Like, if I need milk, and then the government's like, no.
Yeah.
It's time for some cheese for you.
I don't think they'll decide which foods.
No, but just in general.
But they might say, I don't know, they might say, actually, you know what, we want to reduce the amount of consumption of fats because it's burdening the NHS or whatever it's called in the future.
Right.
We're going to reduce...
Is it just me or is this sounding quite a lot like communism?
Yes, my friend.
Is that,
Well, the thing is, they're already doing...
Here's your ration.
Yeah.
Here's what we suggest you use with that ration.
Yeah.
And you won't get a next one until next month.
At that point, why bother with the currency? Just drop off everything they think we need at the door.
Yeah, well, the currency
slide it through
to give you a bit of choice, right?
Yeah.
At least you feel some choice.
It's like that episode of Rick and Morty where the government feeds you in pills. You just like, here's your daily allowance of pills, and it just drops off pills. At
it
the
will
door.
come, yeah. What they could do as well, this is really getting conspiracy theory on, but it's not far off.
Get wild. We need another angle to get viral.
It's like, okay, during the pandemic when they were like, you can't travel between zones because of X, Y, and Z.
We totally didn't.
And we totally didn't, but people did, and then they would spend money in different zones, and that was fine. They could control where you spend your money So you could be locked to certain
I don't
areas.
like this at all.
And they could argue it, and I think they'll. I'm probably this isn't going to make it to YouTube because they'll block this video. But
they don't want people knowing the truth.
yeah, they don't want, exactly. I think they'll do it, and they'll say it's to do with like climate change. So they'll say you've got to stay within a certain zone because you've driven too much, you've traveled too much, you've exceeded your allowance of miles. And you say, no, they'll never do that. What are they doing with ULEZ zones and congestion zones and so on? They're controlling where you stay.
They're controlling certain cars with certain
But
emissions.
now, you give someone... What's that saying
Give
that they
someone
say?
an inch?
Yeah, you give someone an inch.
It'll take a mile.
Because the next level, and boy are we diving deep here, is Neuralink. It could literally, like a video game, like you walk and you're like, kodunk, kodunk. Like,
So you literally just can't go
just
through
shut
there.
your muscles down as you like go out.
But why though?
Huh?
But why?
Don't know, why did slavery exist, you know? Like, just whatever.
Well,
we
there's
don't
a
want
big-
your kind round. Lobbying. Like, because I'm immediately...
Control. Everyone wants control.
Yeah, I'm immediately thinking of like,
Yeah.
what if, let's say, like a giant corporate, like Philip Morris, we were talking about them earlier. They're like, pay the government some money and make sure that their money doesn't work when they buy Camel cigarettes. I don't know if Camel's owned by Philip Morris. Like, make sure they buy Marlboro.
Yeah.
So then, like, eventually, you're like, I need my nicotine fix. Hell, give me Marlboro.
Think of yourself in government, right? And you had to hit a certain agenda.
Yeah.
Having more control would help you, right?
Of course, yeah, you're right.
There's no way, even if you know that, it's not good for people. If you've got an agenda and you need to hit it because you owe people X, Y, and Z and you promised it.
I guess one caveat to that would be that the government is elected by the people.
Yeah. But the difference now is, okay, this is going slightly a deviation, but you'll find me. Before, when the government would say we need to go to war, who would fund that? The taxpayer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If the government says we're going to war, do you think, oh man, that means my taxes are going to go up next week? No, because we don't fund things anymore. It's all borrowed. So really, the government can do anything, and our vote doesn't mean as much anymore.
Got it.
Because we're not influenced by the costs of what they're doing. And I think that's where democracy has taken a turn where, yes, we vote, and yes, we can decide some level of power, but we don't have the influence we used to. And that's because the government can do whatever it wants without our input and a taxpayer really being anything. Yeah.
Wow. This is the last time I come on this podcast.
But there is hope. There is hope, by the way. Yeah.
Really glad I didn't do the lovey cheesy quote.
Yeah.
It's like a real downturn after that.
Wow.
Can I just ask, what is with this thirst for power? Like, everybody was talking about Bill Gates wanting to inject us with chips. And I was like, okay, and then what? What do you do with ultimate... Like, do either of you crave power? This is the last thing I want.
What sort of power, though?
Let's say political.
No. But influence, maybe.
Hold on, he's very quiet right now.
No, I'm being pragmatic about it. I'm thinking about it. You say you don't like power, but
I also
let's
hate
take
the
a
lack
small
of power.
Yeah, let's take a small example, right? I don't know. You know the restaurant owner and your friends get to skip the queue.
Yeah, I love it.
Right?
All day.
And you ask
all
anyone,
day.
everyone loves that feeling,
love
right?
that.
So but that's influence.
Influence and power.
I like a bit of influence. Yeah, but political though?
But political is the same kind of thing. You know, okay, say you've got some kind of agenda or you want to do something.
Yeah.
And Sam knows someone in the government at number 10 who can say, oh, you know what? Maybe the government can do an initiative for agencies training.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Ollie suddenly lands a scheme.
You got it.
Yeah. there are things. You owe Sam a little or something, right?
I guess that's true, but I guess then the thing is I don't want what comes with the political power.
Which is what?
Well, you've got to be a politician.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. I need to be a politician.
Right,
But
okay.
You need to know a politician.
Okay.
You need to have money.
Yeah.
Like somebody, yeah. But then surely what you're saying is the only people who want to get into politics are people who are like hungry for money. No, sorry.
I'm not saying everyone.
No. You're not saying that. But what you're essentially saying is that's the primary incentive to get into politics.
I would put a really cynical tone on this and say that.
Why would you bring the podcast down?
That's not the only reason people get into politics, but the politicians that tend to do best today are the ones that are motivated not by impact but by money.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Because look at old Bernie.
Yeah.
Like, he's done very well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's fair to say that he's probably not in it for the money.
Right.
Old Bernie.
Yeah.
And he's not getting very far.
He never gets, he's gone far, but he never gets that final yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because he's probably a bit too ideological.
Mm.
Whereas old Sleepy Joe, who I guess is, he's done well. He's a lifetime politician, but he's probably more playing the game a bit how it should be played.
Yeah.
Not how it should be played.
I think it's been proven that he's been playing the game that way.
He's been playing the game very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sleepy Joe.
That's even scarier than
By the
everything
way,
we've said before.
I think if you ever want to just have a good Sleepy Joe YouTube
it's
search, it's one of the best things.
It's easily, yeah.
So okay, going into the Bill Gates thing, right? This guy has had more money than anything for years and years and years, right?
Sure.
So there comes a point where he's bored. He's bored of his money, and he wants to make good impact.
Yeah.
So he says, right? And I do genuinely think there is a nature to it that he wants to make good impacts, but unfortunately, that doesn't mean he has to make decisions that are of influence, of power, to control things.
There's a lot of underground shady shit that he's a part of, though, and that bit I don't get.
But maybe
Bill Gates, like what?
Like funding through charities and organizations, and then like influencing his way to like. He believes in, this is all off of a TV show, but he believes in some sort of schools in America. I think they have different types of schools. And so he basically funded enough like charities or like enough elections of representatives that got them the win to have them actually make those schools and shut down other schools. Mm-hmm. This is super vague because I watched this like 3
But do you
years ago.
think, if you unpack that, he thought he was doing good?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
But that's a problem. That's one man's opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think let's be honest, when people have conversations like this, I think we over index and estimate how intelligent humans actually are. And ultimately we are very evolutionary driven animals which are driven by self-interest in a huge way. And like, even when we think we're doing this for altruistic reasons, there's always reasons we're not. Like, even if it's just to feel good, even if it's just to absolve ourselves of the guilt because we've done some horrible other things that we're trying to like make up for. Like, it's all of our motives, generally speaking, are pretty flawed. And some people who are really intelligent and very talented get to very powerful positions. They're still driven by the same evolutionary drivers that we all are, which are flawed.
That monkey brain coming out.
The monkey brain. And so Bill Gates, incredibly intelligent, was in the right place at the right time, had the perfect product for that time, grew loads of influence. Now he's doing it for good, but for sure, there's mistakes he's making because his drivers are flawed.
Yeah.
Just like
So
Jeff,
interesting.
dude.
Just like Jeff.
Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you.
Well, Jeff definitely monkey brain was involved there, where he's now with his new wife.
Really?
He's engaged for his new. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
New partner. Yeah.
I get all my Jeff news from you, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I keep on top of it. He is everything. But yeah. Wow. Okay.
I think we need something positive to end on.
When do you do your thing?
No, that's like like I want like feel good stuff.
Okay. What do you feel good about?
Wait, just before you get to that,
Go ahead.
can I just say there is hope.
Okay.
With all this stuff, with all this
Really
control,
doesn't sound like it.
with all this control, every time this has happened in human civilization, we've got through and we've found a way to resist. Right? And there will be resistance against this. It's not going to be, we're controlled and now for the next 10,000 years we're all controlled.
100%.
There will be resistance, and I do think we'll find a happy medium where maybe there is too much control for a short period of time, but humans are humans and we'll find a way to fight back.
That's so true.
Resist,
and generally speaking, progress in those areas, from like equality and all these things, are really moving in the right direction across the board, right? So yeah, I agree. Yeah. Very resourceful and pushing back on things like that.
And in the TV shows like The Last of Us, the rebellion always looks super cool.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of down for that.
But just make sure you're part of the rebellion.
Yeah.
I need to watch that.
I need to watch more of that. I haven't watched it all. But I know there's a rebellion in it.
Did you guys watch Succession, by the way?
No.
I've got 2 more episodes. Yeah. Wait, didn't you start it after us?
Yeah. Don't act like we didn't introduce you to it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You introduced me to it. You get me.
Wait,
hooked.
so have you finished it?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I do know what happens at the end.
Do you?
Yeah, because it got spoiled for me.
Oh, mate.
But it's still I kind of predicted it was going to be
say anything.
Dude, that is
I will hand
mad.
it. I'm gonna watch it like over the weekend. If that turns out to be true, I will hand in my resignation.
What? There's so many hers.
It's obvious. You obviously mean. All right, never mind.
Willa.
Wait, what?
By the way, I'm watching 2 shows that's really messing with me: Succession and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And Willa's character.
I think it's Willow.
Willow.
I think it's Willa.
It's Willow.
What kind of name's Willow?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I didn't make this up.
I mean, Willow, but at least that's like Willow Tree.
To Jesse Armstrong about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so Willa in Succession plays a prostitute that agrees to marry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Connor.
In the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, she plays this like super like conservative Jewish woman who does anything to like please her family, but she's still like she has one of those like very distinct faces.
Yeah.
So she looks the same across both.
Yeah, and imagine what happens when she takes over the whole thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure it's wild. Yeah.
But I've got to catch up as well.
Yeah.
How far are you off?
I only watched the first episode when I was last in Manchester.
The first episode of the new season.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Not far off.
How are you sleeping on this, dude?
Huh?
This is the biggest series in like television history.
Yeah.
It doesn't disappoint.
I'm very excited.
Saying that, I found out the finale had like 2.1 million views.
Yeah.
And the Big Bang Theory finale had like 40 million views.
Fair.
So
But-
there's a lot of
snackable content.
Snackable and like built up a following over a longer period of time.
Okay.
Yeah, also like Succession's so businessy.
It's so good.
Some of the things that Kendall says,
Yeah.
you're just like, dude, that honestly doesn't make sense.
No, but you don't need to keep up with everything.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that's true. Yeah.
You do, yeah.
It's funny. So funny.
Yeah.
All right. What's your hope?
I'll tell you something that's nice to if you want to make it really nice.
Yeah.
Is, I love working with you guys.
Thanks, man.
I think you guys are a great team, and I really enjoy working with you.
Yeah. We were actually just saying the same before you came.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It works.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go with it. no, we genuinely were.
No, it works. It's really like the session we had earlier, breaking through with some incredible IP. It just works. It's just pretty nice.
That brought me back to the old days as well.
Yeah.
When we actually didn't have a business model. We were just figuring it out. And it's,
We have winged a lot. You can cut that.
Yeah, I'm alright with people knowing. We figured it out finally.
That was many years ago.
I think it works. Like I've been a part of like a lot of leadership teams in agencies and like been around them, and one of the things you always see is like ego battles, and I feel like that's never happened here, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think it goes back to something we were actually chatting about earlier, that we all have different personalities, but complementing personalities. Like I think, and that helps. If we were if we were too similar, I think we'd clash a lot more.
Moving into each other's spaces a bit more.
Yeah. And we find our strengths, right? We go where our strengths are.
And I always go back to this, but I think everybody in this room appreciates that a slow, fast decision is way better. Sorry, no. A wrong, fast decision is always better than a slow, good decision. And so
I so believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we've all been in probably positions where you think your idea might be the better way to go. But you're like, if we sit here and battle this out over the next 2 weeks, figuring out which direction to go, let's go with that idea.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't work, then we'll try my thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's just time to move. And we've kind of, since the get-go, been in an industry that's like move fast or die.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of just aided us a lot of like, we all respect the fact that a decision needs to be made.
So true.
So even if it's not your particular idea, we need to go. So let's just go with it.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, that's what I got.
A wrong, fast decision is better. How did you say that?
No, a fast...
Fast, wrong decision.
A fast decision is always better than a slow, better decision, or something like that. I don't know, man.
We'll need to iron that out.
Yeah,
but I like it.
I'll put it on screen. I'll send you a text.
I think you're right. When you're small and you're a startup, you're like the speed is your advantage, right? So you may as well use it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly.
But yeah.
I think we've moved away enough from dystopia.
Good.
That we can probably call
Just we rescued that at the end.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this episode.
Nice.
The future's bright.
Yep.
The future's orange?
Yeah. Way back when.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shows how old you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
In Paris, I saw an orange shop.
Yeah.
They still have them.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
a
it's
UK thing.
I think it's a French company though.
Oh, okay. Because in my mind, I think the merger only happened here in the UK. Maybe. You travel all the time.
They're doing that with Vodafone in 3, aren't they? They're merging.
Was it Vodafone?
Yeah, Vodafone in 3, but they're not sure if it'll get...
When I worked at O2, it was O2 and 3 that were going to merge, but
Really?
the EU commissioner or something,
Yeah.
they didn't want a monopoly, so they stopped that deal.
Yeah. They
How
think
smug would you be if you were EE?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
How that was
Exactly.
allowed is beyond me.
Wild.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
And then they got Richard Bacon, and then the rest was history. Not Richard Bacon.
Hmm?
Who's the guy they got? Is it Richard?
Rob Bacon or
The guy.
the Footloose guy?
Someone Bacon, anyway.
Yeah.
Kevin
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Good
It's been a
stuff.
pleasure, gentlemen.